Hey guys, Kenny here. I'm here to review the 2006 uh, drama biographical disaster historical movie World Trade Center, and this is directed by Oliver Stone. This is based on the September 11th attacks when the two hijacked airplanes crashed into the two World Trade Center towers. World Trade Center, also called Twin Towers. And I remember the performances in this being very, very good. Uh, there was Nicolas Cage, um, Maria Bello, Maggie Gyllenhaal, uh, and two other actors that I've really enjoyed watching for many years. And I remember this being kind of quite criticized, not because of the story. The story was actually very well told, but I think they're criticizing it because uh, the compared to United 93 when that barely had any stars in it, this has quite a few stars in the World Trade Center, and they were criticizing that it didn't need to have all those big name stars. And I didn't mind that, but I kind of agree. But with that aside, I loved this one as well, very much. Not as much as United 93, but this was also incredibly tense and dramatic and emotional. I loved that it actually sort of showed how um, the lives of the people before the planes hit the towers. That was very, very nice. A very nice touch. Oliver Stone did a really a magnificent job directing this. And this is probably one of the films that many people don't really talk about much, so I thought I would. And uh, the planes in this, although they're not seen much, I thought they were also depicted very, very well. And the thing that I really admired the most from this film was how realistic the actors portrayed their real life, the real life people that went in to try and get people out of the towers. I know they're actually real people, and I don't think all of them survived. Some of them may have, but I think all those police officers didn't survive once the towers fell on them, because they in this film they're shown depicted with the rubble on their bodies crushing them. And it was also very, very nice how the police, the fire department, the ambulances, um, paramedics, and the other and and various other government or units that helped out to try and get people out of the towers, or the people that were on the street, get them out of the street away from all the smoke, or not, or the but yeah, the smoke and the debris and the because they were breathing that all in, and it was being and breathing all that kind of uh, those kind of things from the air can be very toxic to the body. And let's see, I thought the the towers themselves in this film were shown and depicted magnificently. This has quite a bit of visual effects in it, but even in this, it's still almost invisible to the eye. I loved how the inside of the towers were shown in the sets, on the sets. Um, hmm. Um, what else? It was even before there was any towers falling. They had to try and work their way in through the building with pieces of the building still falling. But when they were in the building, not much. It was still kind of crumbling, but it wasn't going down on them completely yet. So they were working their way up through the building, and that was also very tense and emotional. Mm, let's see, and then it was be- very, it was very touching seeing all the actors work together like the real people did in trying to really get themselves out of the tower, the one tower that they were in, because it was already about to go down. And I loved the teamwork that they had. The camaraderie. They really cared for each other. They really watched out for each other, and in a way that is rarely seen in our society or in human beings in general. Even long before 9/11, it was still really rare to see people work together and support each other in that big of a scale, in that big of a way. Um, let's see what else there. So, and then once the tower that they were in actually fell, the I think they were in the south tower. Once the east tower actually fell, that uh, that was actually very tense. And and then once the tower that fell on them actually fell, I loved the scenes that showed them being covered. I loved their interaction together. They did move. They could move to each other to help the other person, but they were talking to each other so they can hear each other's voices and try and encourage them and calm their nerves. That was brilliantly done. And the actors, the really the actresses and the two main actresses, Maria Bello and Maggie Gyllenhaal, they play their characters of the wives magnificently. I loved how well they were portrayed, and I really felt like I was connecting with them. And it's also been 5 years since I've seen this, because this and United 93 were released the same year. Um, Maybe 2 or 3 months apart. But Maria and Maggie played their parts with such emotion, and you almost really wanted them. I felt like they were almost gonna go into the building and try and save the men that were covered in the rubble of the build of the tower. That was how much I felt like they loved their loved the to love their husbands more in particular. But I felt like they were gonna get them out by themselves. And this also has a very quick scene by Stephen Dorff in it. and he's an actor who's been very on and off with a lot of people. He was in a film recently called Somewhere, I believe. Yeah, Somewhere. I haven't seen that yet, but he's been an actor that I really have liked watching, despite some major duds that he's been in, like Fear.com, um, Alone in the Dark from 2005, and there was Cecil B. Demented. Yeah, but this film, uh, it's not as it's not as good as United 93 because I think the major criticism was the too much star power and it didn't need all that. I agree, but I felt like they did bring credibility to the people that they were actually playing, and I thought they were also doing a great service and memory to those men that died. So I highly recommend um, World Trade Center. I would give this a 4 out of 5 stars. So that's all I have to say on World Trade Center from 2006. So stay cool and roll out to the movies.